Hello and good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Mike Mutzarts. I'm the Director of Franchise Development for Gorilla Property Services. Now, before we get started, I'd like to get started on time. We do have a number of you on the call today, so I will be leaving your phones on mute. However, I do encourage questions. And so there should be a Q&A box somewhere on your screen there. And during the presentation, if you have any questions, please just type in that question, and at the end of the presentation, I will certainly stay as long as it takes to answer any and all of those questions. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, where I am in Pacific. It's 4 p.m. So let's get started. I'm also recording this session as well. So at the end of the presentation, I will be able to send you a recorded link. So if you miss anything, don't worry, I'll send you a link and you'll get to repeat it all over again or share it with someone you like. So we have a lot to cover off today. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about, I'll talk a little bit about the property maintenance industry as a whole, what kind of money is being invested in maintaining not only homeowners, but multi-residential property management and commercial building owners. I'll talk about who we are and how do we dovetail in with that growing demand for these types of services. And speaking of services, I will talk about the services that we do in the spring, summer, and fall, and into the winter, so you get a really firm understanding of what we do and when we do it. Who are our core clients? It's always a question I get asked, so I'll talk a little bit about how we drive the revenue. What sets us apart is going to be a variety of different things, but I'll showcase a couple of them. I will talk a little bit about the initial training, the ongoing support, which is really imperative. As a franchise organization, we are truly a learning organization, and we want to make sure that we're supporting you on every aspect or the evolution of your business. I'll talk about it throughout the presentation, but we are looking for individuals that really want to scale their business, that they don't want to necessarily buy a job. That's where you're leaving. We want you to build a little empire into your next business venture. One of the favorite slides I have is talking about our franchise partners, the Gorilla owners themselves, and what attributes do they have. We'll talk about our culture, making it a great place to work for you and your team. And then I'll get into the financials, the initial investment, the financial opportunity, and of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about what the day in the life looks like for a Gorilla owner. Of course, there's going to be next steps because this is only the first part of your research with us, and then I'll answer any questions as I mentioned before. So the industry itself, multi-billions of dollars are spent every year in Canada maintaining the exterior of properties. Now, whether it's a homeowner, whether it's a multi-residential unit, commercial building, a retail store, warehouse, we do it all. There's no shortage of dirt. In most markets, it's generally fragmented. There's probably a lot of individuals that have a pickup truck and a power washer saying that they're a business owner, but they're not going to get those commercial deals. They're not going to get those property managers trusting them on there because they want to make sure that they're organized, they're well branded, they have a good system in place, they're well insured, they have safety protocols. Those are all things that a Gorilla Property Services franchise will bring to that community. And I will talk a lot about exclusive territories for sure, but exclusive contracts that we have with a number of property managers, building owners. We have exclusive contracts with Walmart, Home Depot, IKEA, Husky Oil, all of the Canada Post depots across the country. We have here in Western Canada, Save On Foods. We're working on other grocery stores in Eastern Canada. 2 property managers use us exclusively. So when you get started, that business flows directly to you. And you're not going to have to worry about competition on that side, certainly not the fragmented ones. Competitors, generally they're narrow in scope. They might be just do pressure washing or just do window cleaning or gutter cleaning. We do it all. And we want to be that one call that a property manager or homeowner has. So he says, can you do this? In fact, most of our Gorillas have branched out from our core services to offer additional services, and we give you that autonomy. Also, the fragmented, the smaller mom and pops, they'll focus mainly on the residential business, not the commercial. We do about 80% of our business is commercial. It's a higher yield or higher gross profit. and it's reoccurring revenues, very consistent. Think about property managers. They collect a maintenance fee or strata fee from each one of those tenants, whether they rent or they own. That money has to be used for the maintenance of the business or their property, pardon me. Clients want to use one company, and we've mentioned that before. And property, this is an important point that property managers are busy. They don't want to hire the wrong teams to help them with their property maintenance budgets. If they hire the wrong team, they don't do a good job, their phones light up, their emails blow up. They want to make sure that the vendors that they're choosing have one of quality and consistency and reliability. Who are we? Well, we're Canada's leading property services company. We have over 50 locations across Canada. We've been serving Canadians for nearly 10 years. And that's an important part, because now we have that relationship with every regional and national property manager across the country. So when you start, you have your foot in the door already, because they've probably done work with us already. We're a trusted vendor with all of the property managers that we do business with. It's a home-based business, so the low overhead, and that's why we can boast that we have very high profit margins, and we'll get to the economics here in a minute. And it's a scalable business model. Nobody wants to leave a job to buy a job, and that's been our premise. The services that we offer, I get asked this question a lot, so I thought I'd put a slide on this one, is that we have spring, summer, and fall are really the cleaning season. So we do gutters, windows, power washing, roof cleaning, soft washing. Before you paint a house, you have to soft wash it. Paints tend to wear a little bit with dirt so it gives that vibrance of being new again. We had introduced dryer vent cleaning 3 or 4 years ago now. It's been a wonderful addition to our fleet of services. In fact, fun fact is that most home fires or the residential fires start with a dryer vent lint buildup in the dryer vent. So adding this actually lowers their insurance costs and gives our clients peace of mind. And of course, graffiti removal. In the wintertime, we switch gears a little bit. We do salting and snow removal. We do light snow removal for the most part, really sidewalks and access points to the building. We do have franchise partners that have skid steers. They have bigger equipment that they use, and they put blades in the front of their truck. That's certainly an option for you, but it is an option. We also do holiday light installations, Christmas lights. These are high-end, customized to the home. Homeowners just absolutely love them. And we put them up for them, we measure them, we install them, and then we take them down for them as well. And we can couple other service calls in with those two events as well. So again, you're building that loyalty and value to your clients. Dryer vent cleaning is year-round, as well as graffiti removal. So we'll keep you busy 12 months of the year for sure. We do have a couple of down times, and that's typically the 2 weeks in between seasons. So when summer goes to fall, fall to winter, winter to spring, spring to summer, those are typically slow. And it really is a nice way for you to take a breather, recharge, maybe give your key employees a little bit of a break, a holiday, those types of things. And having those little bit of downtimes also for maintenance of your equipment and that type of thing, it works well. Who are our clients? Well, first and foremost, our property management clients. I mean, that's who we really go after. They give us the bulk of our business. Additionally, they work in conjunction with strata or housing councils, commercial building owners. We do a lot of work with car lots. They need to have everything spick and span, floor to ceiling windows, awnings, those types of things. So auto malls are a big one for us. Industrial parks where they invite customers to come in. Maybe they're a manufacturer or distributor, but they have a retail arm there. They want to give their clients a good first impression. Residential homeowners, of course. Additional things, I mean, the list could go on. I could probably spend the next 25 minutes talking about all potential clients, but these are the big ones. Real estate agents, when they list a home, they want to make it look like it's a brand new home, even if it's not. So we have a realtor ready program that we implement. Lots of realtors out there utilize our services. Again, it just adds some value and adds that curb appeal to that listing. Construction companies, When the trades leave, they tend to leave a mess. So we do post-construction cleanup. So whether it's a new home or we do a lot of townhouse construction cleanup as well. So if there's, sometimes they release 4 to 6 or 8 units at a time, we'll go in there and clean it up for a couple days. Good money, they pay right away, and of course the customers are all happy as well. And last but not least, certainly we work with the cities and municipalities. They're tending to outsource more of this, their cleaning and maintenance, not only on their buildings, playgrounds, tennis courts. We do statues. There's sidewalks. There's so many things that we can quote on from those cities and municipalities. And you being in that municipality, and certainly graffiti removal as well. They do, when they get playgrounds and schools tagged, we do a lot of those types of things as well. What sets us apart? I mean, there's nothing stopping you really for, to buy a pickup truck and a power washer and some tools, and you're in business. You don't need our branding, or do you? Our clients love the brand, and they love the brand. They smile when they see it, and more importantly is that when they do need our services, they remember us, and that's really the main function of a brand. The 2 pain points with any service-based business is really about efficiency in paperwork. So you're not bogged down with all the paperwork, but we have that. And also marketing to drive new clients. When you're a sole proprietor on your own on that island, sometimes it's hard to get new clients. If the phone isn't ringing, what do you do? Well, we have effective marketing programs designed to drive clients to your business. And just, you don't have to hear it from me. I'm also a franchisee in the Vancouver area, but certainly we have a lot of great marketing initiatives that really builds the relationship with all of our clients. The other one is technology. In order to scale your business, you have to keep in contact with all of your teams. Our technology platform is designed so you can run multiple teams and crews all through that same technology app. The scheduling of the work. So our guys wake up in the morning, they know exactly where they're going. They know the scope of services, the time you've allotted for them. Maybe there's special notes in there saying that if you're running outside of the hours of 12 to 2, please don't make a lot of noise or pressure wash, because there's a new baby in the house. They don't want the baby to wake up from their nap. Cranky baby, cranky customer. It also blends in beautifully with the marketing. It prompts our guys to take before and after pictures. When they're done the job, they can send a note to one click, and they send a note right to the property owner to say, hey, how did we do? Can you give us a 5-star rating? Just like your Uber app would do. Efficiency is really the key to making more money. We do have exclusive contracts. I talked a little bit about that as well. So, if you have an IKEA or a Walmart or a Home Depot in your area, that will naturally flow to you automatically. We just did a request for proposal for all of the Canada Post depots across the country for their snow removal. And so we've got a bunch of those on the go, but we know that that's going to build into, okay, let's do the cleaning of those buildings. Let's do the window washing of the buildings. Let's do the pressure washer of those buildings. Those are all things that are natural progression. Andrew, our president and leader and owner of the, he's focused on making sure that you don't have to compete against some of these organizations. In fact, we have 2 property managers that use us exclusively, and they're primarily based in the Manitoba and Ontario area. But however, it's great for us. And if we have those exclusive contracts, it just makes it easier for you to make more money. Training, we focus on the three aspects. The business side. How do you get new business? How do you build those relationships with property managers? Marketing. How do you attract that new business? Not only property managers, but additional customers. We do. I should have a list beside me listing out all the things we do. We do industrial equipment, agricultural equipment. We power wash at night fleets of vehicles. If there's a distribution, we do a bakery, a bread distribution company back east that they park their trucks overnight and they want them clean in the morning. So we don't do them every night. We just do them once a week or so. But nonetheless, they come into work on Monday morning, they have clean trucks, everybody's happy. Our guys are working, it's a different crew that would work that night, but essentially dirt sticks to everything. So, if you think about your market, every single house in your market is a potential customer, every single apartment, condo, even if you're in a downtown core somewhere, we do power washing of sidewalks and parkades. There's lots of things that you can do. You just have to think outside the box. And of course, we have a very, very strong peer-to-peer support. So when you get launched, if you're finding yourself that you're struggling to find work, and I believe me, that won't be a problem. But if you want to start scaling your business and thinking outside of the four walls of a building, we certainly have a lot of expertise and experience in that as well. There we go. Perfect. Initial training. Many of you have never been a business owner or done this kind of work before. We start right from square one. This is a power washer. This is how you turn it on. This is how you turn it off. Everything that you need to be an expert, we are going to do it for you. But we bucket into three major parts. The business side, you have to understand your numbers, how to quote. I was just speaking to someone today. I think he's on the call today, Nick. If you start your business and you get 100% of every quote, chances are you're under quoting. You're leaving money on the table. Conversely, if you're not getting any business from those quotes, you're overcharging. Now it's going to come to be second nature for all of you. But when you first get started, sure, you're going to make mistakes, but we're there to help minimize those for you. In fact, every quote that you do when you first get started gets run by our office first. We want to do a Google map. We'll talk about it before you submit it. So we want to give you the best chance of getting that business. Understanding your numbers is a key too, to make sure that you're maintaining your market share and your gross profit margin, so you can capitalize on bigger market share. Marketing. How do you target property managers? You keep telling me, Mike, that they're always so busy. They are busy, but we have strategies and ways for you to get into those property manager office. In fact, if you're in an area where we've done work before, or we have neighboring franchise partners, chances are they're going to have a liaison into that office. Many property managers, they may have properties spread right across the city or the province for that matter. So because we have exclusive territories, if someone in Mississauga has a good property management contact, but they have properties in Burlington or in Ottawa, it's a give and take. We want to make sure that everybody gets the benefit of those relationships. From an operations perspective, we want to make sure that you're working closely with some of our franchisees, so you learn the trades, the best practices there. I can't tell you enough that when you go by a job site and you look and there's tools spread out everywhere, it looks like a yard sale. Or you see a job site that they have proper hose management, things look organized. Well, chances are that's going to stick in somebody's mind. So when they're looking for that type of service, they're going to think, those guys at Gorilla, they seem to know what they're doing. They looked organized. They were very methodical in the way they did their business. I love the branding. Those are all things, again, we sell time. So the more efficient you are, the more money you can make. And of course, safety. We put a great deal of emphasis on safety. We want to make sure that you and your crew go home safe. We have at heights training that we leverage. There's a lot of things that we want to make sure that our people, I used to say guys, but we have a lot of females that work alongside of in our crews and as franchisees as well. And so we want to make sure that they're all going home safe to their loved ones. Ongoing support. I mean, I can't tell you that, and you'll learn from our franchise partners when you meet with them to validate what you've learned. We have very, very strong ongoing support, not only from our head office, but the peer-to-peer support as well. Those are all things that we're very proud that we've really built a great quality culture in our organization. So from the business side, understanding your numbers to ensuring you're maintaining that profit margin. It's easy to quote out low prices, but if you're not making any money, who wins? Nobody wins. except the client, of course. Marketing, how can we help? It sounds kind of weird, but the reason I put that there is because you may be involved with a company, or they might have a trade show, or you might have a home show that you want to exhibit in, to reach more customers. Those are all great initiatives, and sometimes you need help with marketing, putting together a collateral piece. We will take care of that for you free of charge. So we will build that for you. The only price that you would pay is the printing and the distribution of that. And so, but we're here to help. We want to be a can-do marketing department. Operations, helping with the hiring, the firing, it's all part of being a business owner. Implementing safety programs, those are all things that we want to make sure that you feel very comfortable. And initially, you'll need a lot of help. And technology, things go wrong. I mean, I know that my phone sometimes doesn't work, or it's not picking up emails, or the password gets lost. We have an IT department that's going to help you every step of the way as well. This is one of my favorite slides, but I have a very sore throat today from my talking, so. A little bit of backlash. Again, you'll get a chance to meet our partners. There's Matt, of course. He's a smiley dude. If we run a common thread through all of our partners, these are the attributes that bubble up to the top. They have a very strong pride of ownership. They really enjoy what they do. They really like being associated with a brand that's fun and adds value to the community. They're also competitive. We're in a competitive market. We will go head to head with other smaller players in the market, people who want to get into the commercial side or residential side, but it's really about you being service-minded and sales-oriented. Loves to have fun. If you can't put a smile on your face every day, then you're in the wrong business, as far as I'm concerned. If you get up in the morning, you can't wait to hit the ground, then you're in the right business. Service and sales driven. Again, you're working with people, and so you're always looking at making sure that they're satisfied, and making sure that your team is happy and they enjoy what they do. Make no mistake that we work on the outside of the building, so we're outside. So if you don't like being in the hot sun or freezing rain or cloudy conditions, this may not be the right business for you. We look for outdoorsy type individuals, hardy. It's not the weather, it's how you prepare for the weather that's really the deterrent. And I can't stress this enough that we really want to look for partners that have a desire to be successful. They want to make a lot of money, right? And so scaling their business not only helps them financially, but it helps the brand become, have a greater market share as well. So the more that you can do for your customers, then the more customers you'll have, the more money you're going to have, and the stronger your brand is going to be. And eventually, at some point in time, you'd want to sell your business, and the sale of your business will be directly proportionate to the success that you've had. Positive personality. I equate to being a good boss. We've all worked, I think we've all worked for bosses that may or may not have been happy people. And so they take it out on their employees. We want to establish a strong culture in our organization. It's a great place to work. We draw from a lot of the hospitality, of the labor pool for the hospitality industry. People who work in restaurants and bars and, have to work weekends and evenings, they don't really have a good work-life balance. Our teams typically work 8:30 to 4:30, or 8 to 4:30 every day. They're home by 5. They have a chance to go out, have dinner with their family, their friends, go out to movies, go out, do things that they like to do when their friends are off as well. And that really bodes well for that good work-life relationship. And then I put down, maybe learns how to apply some sunscreen. Matt obviously didn't know how to apply sunscreen that day. Again, everything starts from the top. The founder of the company, Mark Amory, was just a great guy. He built up the company to a certain point where he knew that he couldn't properly support them, and he sold it to Andrew. Andrew's another smiley guy. He just loves to serve. I mean, he gets, whenever he gets a chance to meet with his franchisees, he loves it, and he really embraces the mentorship. I know that many of the people I talk to really want a mentor in their business, not only on how to pressure wash effectively, but really how to scale your business. And certainly Andrew, when you meet him, very accomplished entrepreneur, and he certainly fits the bill for a very positive owner. We also have very strong peer-to-peer support. I can't stress that enough, that when you get started in this business, your neighbors are going to help out just as much as you will get help from head office. To the fact that they share equipment, they share personnel, they share jobs. Those are all things that we like to we're very proud of. What else can I say? We also have a very active franchisee advisory council. Many of our additional service, like dryer vent cleaning, holiday light installation, those came from ideas from the franchise partners. Say, hey, listen, you think this might work for everybody? We certainly want to give you the autonomy that if you want to do additional work for, if a property manager says, hey, listen, will you mow my lawns for us too? We can't find anybody, who comes on a consistent, regular basis, who's reliable. And you'll make the determination whether or not you can make any money with that. So again, we want to give the autonomy. We certainly don't want you to lead with lawn mowing or trash removal or garbage removal. But if you get asked those things, of course, we want to give you the autonomy to say yes in order to maintain that relationship. The initial investment typically is about $65,000, but we've added in $2,500 for additional things that pop up. You may want to have an extra water-fed pole or a gutter back system or something like that, or more ladders. So typically it's $65,000, and that gets you everything to get started, except your vehicle. Now you can either purchase a vehicle or lease the vehicle. Those are some costs there, and whether I get asked a lot, do you need to have a brand new vehicle? No, not necessarily, but you want it to be reliable. If it's not reliable, it's gonna make your day a little bit harder if you have to go by tow truck. Certainly we can talk more about this as well. What I want to focus on is this is the financial opportunity of the business. As I said before, scaling the business is an important part of this business, and we sell time. So I broke it down to on a monthly basis the capacity of one crew, and a crew is 2 people and a vehicle. Now when I say vehicle, it could be I know my son and I, we own a franchise together in North Van. I'm more on the administrative side than the operational side, but we started off with a pickup truck, a couple of guys. Then we went to a cargo trailer. We hired another couple of guys, a little bit more equipment. We effectively had then 2 crews going. So we could take the cargo van, the cargo trailer, drop off 2 guys, the equipment, and then take the truck and the cargo trailer to another job site. So we have 2 guys working on one job site, 2 on the other, and then we just collected all the equipment. A little bit more driving involved, but it helps lower the cost of you getting started. We bought then another van. So now we had 3 crews going. We had the cargo trailer and the truck had 2 crews. The van had another crew, and then we bought another van again. So we have 4 crews going. So again, so as you scale, the more you'll see the numbers here on the monthly for the 1 crew. Adding another crew will double it. Adding a 3rd crew will triple it. 4th crew will quadruple it, so on and so forth. So here's the breakdown. So typically, there is a difference in price that we charge residential to commercial. Commercial, we are required to hold a little bit more liability insurance. We have a better scope of services for them. We can command a little bit better price point with them. And typically, we bill out 2 guys. 2 guys in a truck at about $1,000 to $1,400 a day. It's probably a little bit less, probably close to $1,000 a day for residential customers. So your monthly capacity, you're working 5 days a week, is anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 of revenue per month. I've broken out the cost structure into variable and fixed costs. So variable costs, labor, two guys, $77,000 to $8,000. Now, if you as an owner are one of those guys, you're going to take half of that to your own personal bank account, right? You'll pay yourself as a technician until you replace yourself, and then you'll have a management fee that you'll charge the company on a monthly basis. So the labor plus royalties, marketing, some variable costs there that runs about 10% on the high side. Our royalty stream starts at 8%, but it goes down to 2%. So the more that you make, the less you're paying us. And it's done intentionally. We don't want people to buy this business and just work at it part-time. So the gross profit on that, factor in the variable cost, is about $11,000 to $14,500. Very healthy. So again, just to recap, $3,500 to $4,000 will go into the owner's pocket if you're doing the work initially, and we suggest that you do a little bit of the work to get you on the tools to understand that side of things. Now let's factor in your fixed costs. So you have your vehicles. It's a home-based business. You don't have to have an office somewhere. You can run this from your kitchen table, or if you have an office in your home. You have your vehicle, whether it's leased, bought, your gas, your insurance. The vehicle costs will be in there. Your commercial business insurance. Now, your first year, if you go back to the slide before, we cover off your first year of commercial insurance with your initial investment. So your first year, you won't even have commercial insurance line item because that's already being prepaid with your initial investment. So your margin is going to be even better. You're going to have to buy cleaning supplies, things that they use while you're doing the work. We also have a technology platform and a call center. There is a cost to that, but we believe it adds value. Call center is important. It's a 24/7 call center. If people are, the advertising you do is on Google and people are looking, they will actually go down the list until they talk to somebody. So it's important to have someone answer the phone. Good afternoon, Gorilla Property Services. And that's done through a call center. They will pre-qualify that customer and send that information to you for you to close and schedule that work. The technology platform I talked a little bit about before. It schedules your team, your fleet management, everything that you have, that technology platform. So combined, that's about $350 per month that we charge out. You'll have your own telephone, internet access, QuickBooks for your accounting. Factoring in all of that, we see that our net profit before you pay corporate taxes between 20 to 25% of your monthly sales. So another $4,000 to $5,000 of profit on top of what you've earned is a very healthy bottom line to this business. You want to make more money, you have to get another vehicle or another cargo trailer, get more crew, and then you can repeat this cycle. Hopefully that kind of makes sense for you. Day in the life. Any business that you buy, there's three main buckets that you, as a business leader or entrepreneur, need to worry about and focus on. Business development. How do you drive new business to your company? Operations. You want to make sure that people are doing a good job. Quality control is there. Workflow, safety. There's a lot of moving parts there. The faster you elevate one of your team members to be that team lead to take care of that side of things, the stronger your business is going to be. And then administratively, some of you may have a spouse or a partner that might take care of that for you. If not, those are things that you'll have to take care of. The invoicing. I know that majority of our midterm, so 3 years plus owners, would have a bookkeeper, and that would be charged with much of this. So including the payroll, invoicing a little bit, making sure you get paid by the property managers, following that. We have very few bad debts. Property managers, they may take up to 30 days to pay, but they always pay. And then ordering new equipment, cleaning materials. You don't want to get to a big job site. Oh, did you order the cleaning? No. So you run into Home Depot. So you want to kind of stay ahead of that curve as well. And what are the next steps? Well, again, what keeps me up at night is I want to make sure that we're communicating everything that that you can expect by running a Guerrilla Property Services franchise. So let's, we'll start with setting up an introduction call with myself. I'd like to get to know you a bit better. What's been your experience in the work field so far? What's your education? Why do you think this is the right time, and why do you think this is the right business for you? Those are some questions that I'd like to get asked. I'll ask you for a confidential application. You'll get a chance to meet with the leader and owner of the company, Andrew Edwards. Again, part of buying into a company is buying into the culture as well. You may love the brand, you may love everything else. If you hate Andrew and I, then it's probably not going to be the right business for you, because you're going to have to work with us on an ongoing basis. We'll provide you with our franchise disclosure document that gives you not only a copy of the agreement that you would eventually sign, not that one, but it's the same agreement, as well as a history of our company, how many franchises we have, were there any change of ownerships, those types of things. That gives you, that's all included in that franchise disclosure document. We want you to complete a business plan. Nick, I know I still owe you that business plan template. I'll get to that after this presentation. And then introducing you to some franchisees, so you get to learn from their experiences of owning and operating a clinic. I'm thinking about you, Nick. Thinking about how they've run their office. Do a legal review of the documents. Final interview with the Guerrilla team to make sure that we're all aligned. It's all about that alignment of expectations. Is going to be a true partnership. If you like us and we like you, you'll commit to the agreement, and we start the training. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes my overview. I know there's a few of you on the line today, and I said at the beginning, if you do have any questions, just type those questions into the questions and answers box, and I'll stay for as long as it takes to answer all those questions. And I want to thank you at this time thank you for taking time to learn a little bit more about Guerrilla Property Services.